Today we've been up and down past that one. Still, I think we're going to get to my 28 prediction today. I really do. I have faith. Even maybe 26 that my co-host Barbara predicted this morning. It might happen yet. It's still plenty of day to go. Wednesday, January the 20th. Yes, Wednesday, middle of the week. And, well, what do you know? We're heading to West Island. Now, let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I'm absolutely elated. Finally we can get this one done because I have been waiting. Well, you know, I've been chomping at the bit for, some time now. We were supposed to do this exactly to the day 1 month ago. But unfortunately, Ireland were having a few problems with their internet, and no fault of ours, and certainly no fault of Ed's as well. We're joined, of course, by Ed, the man himself, Holland, otherwise Edward Holland, coming out of West Island, and he is representing the band, yes, Hurricane Highway. You know it, you've been asking for it, and well, while I'm doing this, better give a shout out to Sierra Skilton based in Auckland as well. Nice to have you joining us. This is also Ed's girlfriend. Let's include Mum as well, who comes from Melbourne. What do you reckon? Hi to the family up in Auckland, including Grandad. Yeah, there you go. Let's throw the whole lot at you. Unfortunately, I got stuck here with the COVID thing. That's what it was. But let's kick it off. Here's Hurricane Highway right here at Galaxy with Heart Condition. So how you feeling, Ed? You okay?
Oh, good. I'm great. I'm nice and relaxed. It's been a busy week, Grant, with the release of the new single and the new video and all that. So, you know, all the promotion behind that, and just doing radio interviews here in Ireland and stuff like that. So we'll do a lot of them this week. And, you know, but it's great to be able to do them all from home and all that kind of stuff. Now, you know what, the way COVID is, it's so serious here at the minute as well. Like, so serious everywhere. Like, but you seem to be the only country that got it right.
Well,
locking down, you know.
We took action straight away. We value lives. We didn't worry about the economy. We weren't driven by greed. We were driven by people. If you don't have people, you can't spend money. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You can collect all the money you want, but it's not going to do you any good. Having said that, my friend, and believe me, we absolutely understand, but there's parts of the world out there that are still sort of nonchalantly treating us like it'll be right, you know what I mean? Yeah. Until the world gets the idea, do what New Zealand does and you will get rid of it, don't rely on a vaccine.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree. Couldn't agree with you more, because I don't, you know, the vaccine is only just another little thing just to try to, you know, reduce it a small bit, but I think they're dependent, as you said, dependent too much on it. It's not going to be, it's gone way too far ahead. Exactly
that. And you know, the thing too that scares me is that mutates, that denotes that it has intelligence. Yeah. And if you're going to come up with a vaccine, for God's sake, first thing, folks, and believe me, thank you very, very much for joining me here at Galaxy today on Facebook. And if you're going to watch me a little later on, don't forget, sub, thumb, bell. You know what I'm talking about, right? On YouTube, yeah. But for you guys, don't buy the vaccine online. Don't even consider getting it off the internet. For your own reasons, for your own health reasons, don't even do it. Go to a health professional, go and get your vaccine from a reputable outlet. Don't get it off the internet. You never know what's in it. Believe me, you really, really don't. Second thing is, once you do get it, don't share it. There's enough for everybody, all right? Don't go sharing it. Believe me, all sorts of complications with bloods and everything in that, just don't do it, all right? Look after yourself, look after each other, but please, do the right thing. And you've been told. Gosh, I've been serious, my God.
You're sure you're not a professor or a doctor or something like that, no?
Well, you know, I actually do have more letters behind my name than I do to it. It's truth. It is. Let's go live. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 14 after 11 o'clock, 21 degrees downtown right now. It's bordering on the weatherman's prediction of 22 degrees, and 2 days in a row. We just can't have him winning 2 days in a row. It's not heard of. Never has he ever got it right twice in a row. He usually gets it right once in a while. Give him that, but not twice. No, we don't want that. In fact, I don't think I'd tell you if he did anyway. But my prediction, 28 degrees today, plenty of day to go. I think we're going to get there. It is Wednesday, officially the middle of the week, January the 20th, and I'm joined, believe me, I'm really, really happy about this, by Mr. Edward Holland, coming out of West Island. Hello, Ed. Welcome to Galaxy.
Hello. Grant, thanks so much for having me, and Barbara, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Well,
so delighted to be on. Finally, we get to talk to each other.
Exactly that. We tried this exactly 1 month ago. Unfortunately, technical difficulties held us back. But, you've been rather busy lately, and we're going to talk about the release of a brand spanking new song that we're going to do here at Galaxy very, very shortly. But you also mentioned that you've been doing radio interviews and stuff like that. Let me assure you right away, this is going to be like no other interview you've ever done before, believe me. This is more like...
Good, I like a new challenge.
Yeah, well, more light-hearted, if you know what I mean. Let's take the seriousness out of it a little bit. It's all about you, it's all about your music, it's all about your songs, everything like that. But at the same time, let's not be too serious about that, because believe me...
I don't do serious anyway. I don't like serious, so let's just enjoy it.
Exactly. Well,
that's what I do. Enjoy every day.
It sounds like we're birds of a feather. We really do, because believe me, I like them. My favourite word is shenanigans.
Shenanigans. I like it. That's a good word, man. Shenanigans.
That's a damn good word. Believe me, I exercise that word to the fullest everywhere.
Good. And you're making me jealous there by saying that it's 28 degrees, because we have the heating up to the last here because it's cold. It's not freezing or anything, but it's cold. It was freezing a couple of weeks ago there, maybe a week or two ago. Very, very like -5, -6. So it's the temperature's gone back up again. But 28 degrees, we could do with a bit of that over here now.
Believe me, my friend, I have actually been to Ireland a couple of times now, both times in the winter time. We'd love to be there in the summer just to get an experience of it, but both times in the winter time, and didn't like it one bit.
And tell us, where did you travel around to? What places did you see in Ireland? What?
Well, I was actually travelling with an Australian band that had 4 letters to its name. Okay, and we guest starred over there in Belfast, and also in
Dublin.
In Dublin, yes. Two of the major cities over there that we were able to guest star over there. And in fact, would you believe, at the time we ran into Bono.
Oh, wow.
He was over there having a holiday at the time, decided to come along for a show.
Gee, Mackers, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have worked with you two here in New Zealand as well. I am actually an engineer. Not only studio, but also front of house, and have done some... huge concerts here in New Zealand. But yeah, I actually have toured around the world a couple of times now with 2 Australian bands on separate occasions. Both of them, I don't know what it is about Australia, my friend, but they can't spell after 4 letters.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be able to figure out one of them. It had kind of a lightning bolt in it.
Okay.
I'll let you figure that one out for yourself.
Yeah, we get that.
Now, we kicked off the show, Ed, with heart condition. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm great.
Okay, no flutters, nothing that we need to worry about?
No, never, not with me.
Okay,
No.
well, tell me about the lyrics of Heart Condition.
Well, we work with a lot of different songwriters. Heart Condition, there's no flutters or anything, but we work with a lot of songwriters, and we're fortunate to work with some great people since we got the Grammy nominations at first and stuff like that. That opened an awful lot more doors for us, and for working with songwriters in Nashville and right across America and stuff like that. So actually, that song came about from a guy that we're working with called Jerry Glidewell, and he was sitting down one day and he came up with the concept of it. So all credit to him on that. That he basically was watching a pharmaceutical ad, and such a point to be talking about now, a pharmaceutical ad because of COVID and everything. But anyhow, for some reason he thought, gee, that'd be a great name for a song, some heart conditions. That came about. So we work a lot through Skype with a lot of writers and through Zoom and stuff like that. So I'm working on a new album, and we're halfway through it, and that's how I do it. And especially since COVID came in, that's the way we've been doing it, working with an awful lot of different writers right across. So that's the way it kind of comes about, and that's the way it happens. And just with different chord progressions, and working with drummers in Nashville and different musicians all over. You know the way it works yourself. It's never, you're chopping and changing the whole time with songs, and that's the way it comes about. And I might change a part in the song when I'm working on other songs so many times. So that's basically how that came about,
Now, your partner in crime, Kevin Collins, and you mentioned that you've been nominated 2019, I think it was, for a couple of Grammys. I got to let you know too, by the way, a good friend of mine is actually a Grammy selector, and he will probably be having a look at this saying, okay, time to knock on this door again. You never know, actually. And his name is Thornell Jones Jr. and bona fide Grammy selector. He really, really is. Now, at the same time, what made you decide to go country?
Well, I was a rock singer in cover bands. That's what kind of where it started out for years. I've done the whole circuit with gigging, with different bands, stuff like that. So singing covers, rock singing with covers. And then myself and Kev, actually how it came about was Kevin Collins, my partner, business partner. He his wife unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, and I met him on a night out, and we just came up with the concept, and it kind of happened by accident. We was trying two different things on the acoustic guitar. It started off with two acoustics first, and we started working on different stuff that way, and that's how the concept came about. And with the name, I'm kind of the hurricane, and he's the highway, so I'm more the rumbly one. But yeah, that's how Hurricane Highway came about. But yeah, unfortunately, his wife was after passing away, and it was a great distraction for him. And we didn't think that, like, a couple of years down the road, we were going to have 4 Grammy nominations. We won Video of the Year award twice, and a #1 album. So over here, and a lot of good songs that have been received very well on radio. And had the pleasure and very fortunate to work with some amazing people throughout the years, over the last couple of years. So I suppose with me being, to answer your question, with why country? Because I was singing rock all along, so a kind of American country rock. I kind of thought, I've kind of found my niche after so many years. So that's kind of with the way it came about. And the song "Your Man," a Chris Stapleton song, that was the kind of song. Kev came to me with that song, and that's how it came about. So that kind of set the kind of pace for where we were going with it. And then we expanded a lot with the band after that, where it started off with 2 acoustics and a kind of acoustic sound, acoustic country sound. Then it developed into a bigger band. It went from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. So when you were touring, there was, as you know, it can get bigger and bigger with so many people on the road, and then a road crew and sound engineers and lighting engineers. You know all about it because you have to tell what you have to tell, But that's exactly kind of the way it started.
Well, believe me, I think I'm wearing the right T-shirt right now, actually, because that's how it starts. It really does.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Exactly.
And got to give a prop to Marshall Potts as well. We're wearing your T-shirt this morning. Nice shirt. Absolutely. That's how it starts. It really does.
I was trying to say that's cool.
It really is. And I've got to be honest with you, my friend. People that are watching right now, believe me, they're going to be on the interwebby very, very shortly checking out who Marshall Potts is. They just go and look at who I'm wearing, and before you know it, Marshall's going to be inundated with Facebook fans and all sorts of things all over again. It works like that. It's all part of the promotions. And believe me, I'm going to talk to you. I will talk to you about that very shortly. But first of all, Now, I got to let you know, I do actually have a voice in my head. In fact, it's my on-air producer. She talks to me, gives me stats, gives me little snippets of bits and pieces, and including sometimes fans are tuning in and wanting to have questions. And one of the fan questions, Ed, is how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Ed, do you respond?
We absolutely do respond. We respond to everybody. Facebook is our main platform, so if anybody wants to come on and get us on Hurricane Highway, simple as that, it's just Hurricane Highway on Facebook, so people can come straight on there, and we do respond 100% to everybody that comes on to us, straight onto the page. So basically, that is the best way. We do a small bit on Instagram, we've hurricanehighway.net, Spotify, but our two main platforms would be Facebook, and to check us out, all our music, you can get all that on Spotify. And obviously YouTube. We're on all the different channels, but if you want to send us a message, please do over on Facebook.
Very, very cool. Now, do you have a website?
We do, yeah, hurricanehighway.net.
Nice. Can we download music from your website?
You can click, there's links there to go into, iTunes and Spotify, so you can get it. We were on all the different platforms that you want. For our full album is there and all the singles. So any singles that you're playing there, like Harker, You Should Play Beautiful, all them are all on our Spotify.
Absolutely brilliant, my friend. Just believe me, they're going to be going there now very, very shortly, having a look at that. At the same time, do you have a merch store there? Can they buy
merch? We have
merch?
a merch store on our Facebook page, yeah, so you can get anything you want there on the Facebook page. We've got our album, we got t-shirts, we got caps, everything, every sort of stuff.
Okay, send me a tall blonde, will you?
I will, absolutely, it's on its way.
Nice. Careful of the packaging, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
bubble wrap. Oh my goodness. That would be fun, actually. It really, really would. Talking about the COVID thing, right now, it must be rather surreal for you over there. I take it not a lot of concerts going on, not a lot of gigs. So are you doing more writing? Are you doing more recording?
We are, absolutely, we are, yeah. And since the lockdown last March, we've had two singles out, which has been Plain Beautiful and then Heart Condition, obviously, which you both have. And then we released a brand new one there on just yesterday. And that went in at number 4 on the iTunes charts yesterday here. So it's called Ride This Road, and that's on Spotify now as well. So, yeah, we are, and we're working on, so we're about 5 songs into the new album. So we're going to be, as soon as we're back in lockdown again, unfortunately. So I won't get to the studio till after that, but I'm working on them all the time from here. So I hope to get a couple done after to get the album. I was hoping to get the album out this year, but we'll see. And then over the next couple of months by September, but it could fall on into next year. But we'll have another single out in. We've actually another single ready, nearly to go. It's been mastered at the minute. That'll be out in probably June time.
Okay. And believe me, being an Irishman, you must be. Well, nothing worse than a closed pub, is there?
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, closed down, no pub. No,
yeah,
we can't go anywhere.
We need
5 kilometres. We're in a 5 kilometre. But safety comes first, and people have to do, to stay at home. It's gone so serious within the last 2 weeks here. The cases are, gone way up. So the message is, keep sending it. If people can just stay at home. I've really kind of just worked from home all the time since last March, and I've really enjoyed the home life because I was always on the road and always touring, and it's lovely because to be able to do I can do all the promotion side of it from here because with yourselves now, with radio interviews, it can all be done. There's so much you can do from home. Obviously, we can't interact with the fans and with touring and all that, and playing the guitar. I actually played the guitar only a few times, and it's actually sore on my fingers. The last couple of times, and it's so used to it. These are the things you take for granted, and you're playing it again. It's like learning it again.
Believe me, I understand that. I really, really do. You miss the calluses.
The tops of the fingers.
Yeah, exactly that. Having said that, though, and believe me, I talk to a lot of artists from everywhere in the world, and they're all saying the exact same thing. They really are. They're missing the shows. They really hang out for that audience to be able to be a part of it. And believe me, if I know you, Ed, like everybody that gets on stage, you feed from the crowd, right?
Oh, you get that. It's like what a runner gets, or somebody that's acting, or that adrenaline goes, the serotonin in your brain. That you get that your natural high, I suppose it is. That from the audience, and you just feed off that. Your body does. Us performers, we do. We crave that. I should say that's kind of the way we crave it, and you really miss that, like, because it's like it's a tonic. It's a tonic. It's like a vitamin or something, and. You really miss that from the concerts, and it's nothing better than going out in front of a live audience. It's not the same. I didn't do any Facebook Lives or anything like that. There's so many doing that, with any. We work on releasing singles to radios and basically releasing singles to radio. Well, it's not our thing to do the Facebook Live. We just didn't, we said leave it to other people if that's what they want to do, good and well, but it's not our thing. And just to work on the album and releasing songs to radios. That's our kind of format, playing live then.
I get it. I really, really do. But let's set the premise here at the same time. I mean, bands absolutely do love the live crowds. The crowds love the bands. It's a two-way street here. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other, and believe me, it doesn't work that way. But having said that, these days, a lot of people are sort of doing, for instance, I don't know whether you watch wrestling or not, but here's a good example for you. I was watching the WWE the other day, where they got all these screens around, you know what I mean? And the wrestlers are coming down, doing their thing, all that sort of stuff, having a wrestle in an empty room full of screens with faces on it. It doesn't feel the same. Now, for me personally, you see, not only being involved in concerts, and believe me, I've been in every facet of concerts you could ever think of, starting as a roadie and working my way up, and having travelled around the world doing it. But for me, as a fan wanting to go to a concert, it's not the same getting all, hyped up, all dressed up, all ready to go. You can't take your ticket with you or anything like that. And sitting in front of a computer screen, it just doesn't do it for me.
I don't think it's ever going to work. I don't think it's ever going to work that way. Like it is. It's not the same. Maybe like some people it was for a while a bit of a novelty. People sit at home and they've done a few of them streams live where a band would do it, but they didn't have it feeded off it's the whole social aspect, I suppose. There's only 2 or 3 people there, or maybe you couldn't even do that, I suppose, 1 or 2 from the one household sitting in, watching a concert. It's not the same, you're right. It's the whole thing of getting the ticket, even the buying of the ticket, having the ticket.
Exactly, it's the anticipation, every part of it, something that gets the heart going, wanting to go, be a part of a whole event. You know what I mean?
Be a part of a whole event, to experience it,
Exactly, and you can't get that. I'm sorry.
It's an amazing experience. You're not going to see all the big lighting show, the whole, you're not going to see it. It's an amazing experience.
It really isn't, and at the same time, the amount of people that you can bump into, have a good time, all like-minded people enjoying a damn good show. You just can't get that on the internet. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me. And
you won't get the same buzz out of it, no, the same social aspect out of it. Not at all, no.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I kind of wonder how the wrestlers actually feel about that, performing into an empty room. And I was wondering, you see, the Japanese Olympics is going to go ahead. Are they going to? Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Look, they've spent too much money. They need to recoup something somehow, somewhere. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Are they going to have a real audience? Or are they going to have like this video screen thing everywhere around the place, and you have to buy tickets that way to be able to watch it? Now, just put yourself in the performer's shoes. Basically, you've trained all your life to come to and peak at the right time of your life for your event. To what? To what? To nobody? How would you feel? It would be, it would just pull the rug from underneath you, wouldn't you think, Ed?
I know. It's for them to get that adrenaline to actually, to be able to perform at that peak level, to give themselves that extra drive, because there's so little between any of them. And, the ones that need that, some people just need that, they feed off that, with, it's even like in the football matches or anything, for them to get that, just because they've trained so hard, they're going to be tired. There's only so much, but they need that extra, lift behind them and encouragement behind them for them to actually, perform at their peak, because they're so used to it. It's like, as you say, it's like going out in front of an empty audience. There's like, okay, well, how can I really, like, I'm actually playing to an empty room. How can I,
Yeah, exactly.
build myself up here? You get the adrenaline to do it, like to get, the energy, the adrenaline, because it's like false energy that you get. Like I often went out performing, like playing concerts, and I was so tired and didn't think, I was like, oh my God, even starting off it. You're one or two songs in, and you've this bundle of energy where it's after coming out of the sky or something, You have this bundle of energy that you're after getting, and you could sing on for 3 hours because you're getting energy from other sources because you're feeding off the audience. That's where it comes from. And it's just that brilliant. The serotonin is lifted in your brain again,
Exactly, absolutely. And believe me, well, here's something that really happened to me once. Is one of the very, very famous artists that came to New Zealand one day, I had to introduce him to the crowd, if you know what I mean, about 130,000 people in Western Springs. And, I was sort of looking a little nervous, and Bob Dylan came up to me and he says, just imagine them all naked. You'll be fine, right? Now, I've applied that many, many times over the years, up until the last time I was actually in front of a crowd. In fact, 70 retirees didn't do it for me.
Okay.
And true story, it didn't do it for me.
You're not Bob Dylan, I tell you. He came up with a good one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did actually do that. I did that concert. Yeah, we had Western Springs, and I did that concert for him, if you know what I mean, as a sound engineer. But at the same time, I was working for one of the more popular radio stations in Auckland, Radio Hauraki at the time, and they contracted me because I was the only DJ, literally, that could talk in front of a crowd. The rest of them, perfect in a studio, no worries, nobody's watching, you know what I mean? But I used to do nightclubs and all that sort of stuff as well, and I got the job, go out and entertain 130,000 people in Western Springs. It's like, hey, thanks. Yeah, cool, okay, can do. And of course Bob Dylan comes up and he goes, yeah, just imagine them naked.
Jeez.
Well, it's been a curse literally ever since, to be honest. It really has. Sometimes it's fantastic. Other times it's just not plain beautiful, I tell you. It isn't.
Just not plain beautiful.
It's just not. Now tell me about Plain Beautiful. Is this a song about Sierra?
No.
She's on
That's
line.
the answer to that. You dropped me in that one. But yeah, the name of it is, of course, but it's not about her, no. We write different songs about different things about, but it's not about her. But of course, we'd say it is.
Okay, well, yeah, do that. Cover quickly because I know she's watching now.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, she plays a big part in this song, but I'll tell you why. Because the intro was actually 12 seconds long, and she made us cut the intro, so she is credited for that. And actually, because of that reason, the intro of the song is 6 seconds, and it actually was received way better because the impact of the song comes in. So that was all her part and parcel. She actually done that. So she played a big part in the arrangement of it, and a different parts. But we just come up with different concepts. That's the way it comes about.
Well, Ed, believe me, the fans here love the song. They request it like crazy right now, and I absolutely enjoy playing it here at Galaxy. So, live, joined by Edward Holland from, yes, you guessed it, West Island and Hurricane Highway. Here is Plain Beautiful. How you feeling, Ed? You okay?
I'm great. I'm enjoying it. Lovely. It's great.
Nice.
I love hearing it. It's great to just have a lovely, some interviews, you just have to be, they want to know, say I have to do all the time. It's great that we can have a lovely conversation. I can hear some stuff like you're telling me, and it's just pure natural, like sitting on the couch. So it's great. Loving it, loving it.
I'm so happy for that. I really, really am. Very humbled to meet you, my friend. I really, really am. It is.
You too, buddy. You too, absolutely. And hopefully we get over there sometime. We meet in person as well. You know, it'd be lovely to meet you.
I was actually going to talk to you about that because we would love to have you here in New Zealand, playing in front of New Zealand audiences. So
I'd love it.
keep that in mind. Of course, we've got to play by the rules, if you know what I mean. And
As of this year, there's nothing going to happen. We're not going to be going back out this year, no way, because it's too, it's too much, as you know, the production and everything, how much it costs to put everything together. It just doesn't. It's not going to happen this year.
Believe me.
We're going to finish off the album and stay safe, and that's the best thing. And let's see what happens with the vaccine.
Exactly.
With the way. There's more important things that need to start up than music just yet,
Exactly.
So let them get it gradually back together.
We are, however, having concerts here in New Zealand, but only internal, if you know what I mean. Only New Zealand artists that are already here. But we've had a couple of majors already. We've had the Rhythm and Vines down in Gisborne, and believe me, huge concerts there. Wasn't sure whether we did the One Love. Did we do that, Barbara?
I think it's coming up next
It's still
month.
coming up next month. Okay.
Yeah.
What part of New Zealand are ye in there now? Like, what part?
We are in the Bay of Plenty, which is the eastern side of the
Tauranga.
North Island, Tauranga way.
Okay.
Yeah, we're actually in between three cities.
Oh, brilliant. So as far as from Auckland, like I'm not totally familiar with it. So how many hours would you be from Auckland?
Oh, what, about 2.5 hours? 3
No,
hours?
you're
Oh, is
4
that all?
hours, I'm 3.5.
You're 3.5.
You're nearly 4.
I'm nearly 4. Okay. Let's go back to the desk.
Okay, cool.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right, here we go. See, 107 FM, and I've been asked, how can I predict about 28 degrees today? Well, let me tell you, the weatherman never gets it right because we're actually in a basin. We have our own biosphere, and, well, you know, he never can quite nail it. That's how I can predict maybe between 4 or 5 degrees higher than what the weatherman usually says. And you know something? Either Barbara or myself usually bang on. We pretty much have it down, literally. So that explains how it's a little hotter than what the weatherman predicts. There you go. Not because we're being smart, it just happens that way. Anyway, to answer your question, literally we're in between three cities. There's Rotorua, which is a New Zealand national, our indigenous base, the Maoris. It's one of those kind of tourism cities, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Then we have Whakatane, which is not too far away, and believe me, it's been in the news just recently with the White Island eruption, and believe me, that blew up. It really, really did. That's about, 35 minutes away, Whakatane. If you want to go to White Island, that's another 50 kilometres off the coast, so believe me. And there was tours and everything. In fact, people got hurt and killed. It was a very serious thing when that blew up. It's just been one of those traumatic times. Then we have the one of the biggest ports in New Zealand, which is Tauranga, and believe me, in between there is a little place called Kawerau, and we have maybe about 5,000 to 7,000 people in a population here, but we reach out around the world, as you know, in our global radio station on the internet and stuff like that. We also have FM as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're able to connect pretty much. Now, you were saying you're more familiar with Auckland. Now, we're also talking while your song was playing about maybe the possibility of getting you here to New Zealand. We would absolutely love to do that, keeping in mind I don't think it's going to be this year, and maybe early next year we might be able to look at that, depending on what the government or our governments are allowing at the time, keeping in mind this COVID
Absolutely, I'd say it will be next year. Myself and Sierra, we definitely want to get to. And I want to say hello to Sierra's cousin as well, Chelsea as well. She's up in Auckland as well, so she's probably tuned in as well. So, and all the family up there. But yeah, no, it won't be this year, but maybe next year, and if not, definitely the year after. We'd love to go around. We'll definitely call down. We'll travel all over and go and see. And hopefully, Hurricane I will get over playing over there as well. So, fingers crossed, everything goes good, and we'll get over there.
Well, we'll make it
rocket over there.
And
you'll be doing the sound. You'll be doing the sound.
No. I have people for that. Believe me, I've done that for many, many years. I would rather be in the green room getting up the shenanigans with you, my bro.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's more like it. And believe me, Sierra, bail money. Just think about bail money. Believe me, we're going to get up to some shenanigans, me and Ed, and also Kevin as well. Now, while you're here in New Zealand, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
A what?
Hoo-hoo. A hoo-hoo grub, spelled H-U-H-U, grub. Now, you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Caterpillar, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well this is like a caterpillar on steroids. It's like, a double-decker bus to a mini. It's big.
Okay.
It's white.
Tell Barbara to text that over to me as well so I can look that up as well.
We'll send you some instructional video. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Believe me, what you do with this, and the indigenous folks of New Zealand still do this today as a delicacy. We do it with every band that we bring into the country. It's sort of a tradition for us here at Galaxy. It really, really is. Let me suggest alcohol. We'll make you feel at home. We'll make sure there's plenty of Guinness around, or maybe something a little stronger if you want it.
No, that's what the Irish do. That's what the Irish do, yeah.
Exactly.
That's good.
Believe me, when in Rome, right? Absolutely. So we'll make sure that there's plenty of everything around. But what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe me.
I don't know. I'm a very picky eater, so that sounds to me like I'd have to be. I'm a bit cagey about it, but
Well, we've modified the tequila white worm kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, you may be familiar with even, somebody else has done it, but you may be familiar with the white worm. Here, you got to wonder though, my friend, about the guy who's handing you a bowl of these live things and expecting you to eat one. Really.
I know, yeah, absolutely. I don't know what me might think now. No.
Well, let me inform. I'm sure you know a little bit about New Zealand. Of course, we're made up of 3 islands. Right down the very bottom, we have an island called Stewart. It's the only island in New Zealand that actually got a name. Because the next one, they ran out of imagination. The next one was called South.
Okay.
And then there was North, right? I mean, how original is that? They couldn't call it, Bob or... Yeah, I mean, Stuart, good manly name. And yeah, they ran out of it. So we got South and North. Now, down the west coast of the South Island is a place called Hokitika. By a hokey. And down there they have a wild foods festival. Now, you're used to festivals, kids wandering around, hot dogs and candy floss, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not there. No. Wild foods, believe me, you'll get bugs. Deep fried locusts and all that sort of thing. Really, nutritional stuff that challenges the mind. And
I'm a very plain eater, so all that stuff doesn't sit good with me.
Believe me, we do go there and we do have a lot of fun. But there's traditional foods as well, even women dipped in chocolate, yeah, no worries. That's an all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
That's an all day thing.
That's normal enough, isn't it? As
Yeah.
festivals, Grant.
Nothing like having your women dipped in chocolate. Have you ever heard of Queenstown?
Winscoe.
Queenstown. Not Queensland. That's in Australia. That's the place where all the men wear dresses and stuff like that.
It rings a small bell, yeah, but tell me more.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Queenstown, it's kind of a boutique kind of wannabe city. You know, it's a town but wants to be a city. Believe me, a lot of fun flying into places like wall to wall. All mountain, it really is. The turbulence in there is fantastic, believe me, it is. You get knocked around like crap. In fact, last time I flew in there, rather large-sized American guy, white-knuckling it. He was really gripping on. We were bouncing around like crazy, and he says to me, "Do you think we're going to crash?" And I says, "Don't worry about it. We're going to go straight to the scene of the crime." Believe me, he was kissing the ground when he got off the plane. He really was. He was.
Some people are so, with flying is just like nervous wreck with flying, but some people are just like that,
Yeah, believe me, he was pale, absolutely pale, and believe me, I think he spent a bit of time in the gents after he landed. You know what I mean? I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was very unwell. But I mean, Queenstown's a place. Now, are you familiar with Shania Twain?
Absolutely amazing artist, amazing.
Okay, well, she owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there. Just going back before the COVID thing, Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago. Same with Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise. It's the kind of place where the A-listers from around the world go and hide, get away from everybody else, get away from their family, their mates and everything like that, and take their friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sounds amazing place, yeah.
It really is.
If any of them are picking it, any A-listers are picking it, it must be amazing.
Well, you never know who you're going to bump into down there. You really don't. Problem is, you don't want to bump into me. Well, I'll throw you off a bridge. We have a thing down there.
Don't, Dad. You're too nice for that, Grant. You're too nice.
No, I insist, in fact, to be honest with you. I have a friend down there. His name is AJ Hackett, and he's the founder of bungee jumping in New Zealand.
Okay, right. Another thing that I don't know if I that my heart to be able to hold to do that bungee jump,
Don't worry about it. Believe me. You're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee.
I suppose if I went out, I'd have to do it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's one of these. We're not going to make you, but it's pretty compulsory kind of deals. You know what I mean?
When in New Zealand or when in Australia,
Absolutely. Now, we were.
It's like when in Ireland, does he think you'd have to go to the pub or whatever?
Exactly. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Not very. Not big into it or anything, but yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, about an hour and a half away from where we are right here is the original set of Hobbiton, and. Well, I'll have to get the staff to take you there because I'm not allowed back in again.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently one of their security cards went missing and Barbara says to me, it's in the middle of the lake.
It is.
It is. Yeah. I had a good day.
Okay, it sounds like it.
They'll be able to
But at the same time, Peter Jackson, or Sir Peter Jackson, now the man who produced and filmed Lord of the Rings from the J.R. Tolkien books. I actually went to university with him, and really it is quite hard to call him Sir Peter Jackson. He's Pete, you know what I mean? He's a good friend of ours. So I'm sure if we speak to Pete right, well, we'll be able to get you in and show you all around through Hobbiton, including the hobbit holes, the wishing trees and party trees and all that sort of stuff. Absolutely fantastic. It's a great thing to do. Just down the road from there is a little place called Rotorua. Now, I mentioned that it's a touristy little city. And in Rotorua, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
A Zorb?
Zorb. Z-O-R-B.
Zorb. No, I can't say no. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend, yeah, because I want to know what it is. Tell me.
Okay, it's a big clear plastic ball. We put you in the middle of it and roll you down a hill.
Oh, yeah, we call it something different here. I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's Zorb, yeah.
Okay,
They
well,
do, yeah.
I recommend lots of alcohol. I really, really do for this. And
And go ahead.
we'll put some runners in front of you as well. Only because, once you run
They
over...
roll down the hill in the ball.
Yeah, and when you run over the runners, well, the looks on their faces is priceless, really, it is.
Yeah, we got them here. We got them here. They've taken off big time, them.
See, that sounds far more better than jumping off a bridge, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. I prefer that, yeah.
Okay.
At least I know I'm on the ground. When you put me into something, I'm safe.
Okay.
You can send me off anywhere.
So, look, I don't mind doing a tandem with you on the bungee jump, but at the same time...
You could do the bungee jump. I roll down the hill.
Okay, well, at the same time...
We both meet at the bottom.
At the same time, my friend, I've actually
We
been...
both meet at the bottom.
We can do that, absolutely. Now, I've also been a skydiver for about 37 years now. I'd love to be able to throw you out of a perfectly good aeroplane.
Yeah, that's another thing. But I'll try on the ground first, and then maybe we'll see about the airplane. I think can I fly over there first and land before you start throwing me out of the airplanes and bungee jumping and all that. Yeah, I understand winning New Zealand or winning Australia. And maybe need to try these things,
You do.
I think I'll try a lot after this lockdown,
There you go.
Try a lot of things.
There you go. And believe me, I have thrown somebody out of a plane while it was still on the ground. You know something? The parachute doesn't work so well. It doesn't. It happened, it really did. That's almost like tossing midgets, and we won't get into that, really. But what I do want to get into, and believe me, it's great being able to fly into places like Queenstown, or even fly around and throw people out of aeroplanes. In fact, I'd do a tandem with you, believe me, I would. I wouldn't throw you out thinking that you were capable of being a parachutist on your first go. That wouldn't be nice. But, the ride up is always good. It really is. And I'm always in for a ride anyway. Now, I got to let you know, my friend, it's not easy getting an interview here. Believe me, you've got to go through quite a process, and it really is.
I know that. Absolutely, it is.
Comes down to the board, and the board have our image and everything in mind as well. Then it comes to me, Barbara hands it to me on a USB device that I actually Bluetooth to my stereo in my car. Now, I say in my car for two reasons. First reason is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Second reason is, well, nobody else wants to drive with me.
Okay.
They kind of feel that going sideways is weird.
Right.
I don't know why. I really don't, because...
you're too heavy on the right foot.
Well, country roads where we are around here, we've actually got a lot of forestry and a lot of fire breaks and everything, and I know the combinations and the keys, where they hide the keys and everything, to be able to get in the gates and go for a drive. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, 90, 100k on gravel roads sideways is weird. It's not. It isn't. And just ask Barbara, her grandson...
If you can control it and you feel confident to do it, Grant, go for it, man. Go for it. Do it.
Exactly. And why not turn up the stereo while you're doing it, having a good listen to it? And I got to admit, I'm not the only one that likes to go sideways on dirt roads and on gravel and stuff. Barbara's grandson just yesterday won New Zealand champion for stock cars.
Oh, wow. That's some achievement.
Yeah,
well done.
Racing.
That's some achievement. Well done.
Racing in the family, literally, and not just car racing, by the way. Anybody know the name Dean Barker?
Yeah, he's not doing too good at
In the family. Look him up if you don't know, folks. Believe me, you will be surprised. It's got something to do with the America's Cup. And he's a skipper. Yeah. And that's happening in New Zealand right now as well, the America's Cup. But you see, Ed, I was listening to your music, I pulled over, opened up the doors, turned up the stereo, and absolutely blasted it. Loved both. Heart condition, both. Plain, beautiful, absolutely loved it. And that brings us to, well,
Thank you.
I had to ride this road.
Ride This Road, a brand new single. It's out now on Spotify, and the video just came out there yesterday. It's on our Facebook page, flying. So, anybody that wants to go on and share it off our Facebook page, it's there, ready to go. And check it out on Spotify with all the other songs as well.
So tell me a little bit about Ride This Road. How did you come to the lyrics?
Well, Ride This Road is working with the same songwriters again. For them two songs, basically, Heart Condition and Ride This Road, working along the same guy, Jerry Glidewell and Chad Rowland. They came up with the concept of this one for us as well. So they're the two songs before that. So we're just working on them two songs with them guys. So we've been delighted and fortunate to do that. And Jerry Glidewell is the brain behind that, really. So we just chopped and changed it, and like we do with all other songs, and was working with them, and so that's how it came about. And here it is, and it's released now, and we're ready to go.
There you go. And believe me, folks, here at Galaxy, it is our honour to release this to the world. Here is Hurricane Highway and Ride This Road.
Oh, it's a sunny day on a lost highway where the dreamers live.
How you feeling, Ed? You okay?
I'm great, enjoying it, lovely, absolutely.
I thought you might need a stiff drink. I hope that's vodka.
Oh yeah. No, just water.
I actually
Just water.
I actually have a friend of mine that has his own vodka label.
It's very good, yeah.
Coming out of Norway. In fact, he's got his own band as well, a heavy metal band. He's a manager of this band, and believe me, I keep trying to get him to send me a box of bloody vodka, but do you think he's going to part with any? No. Come on, Gear, give me some vodka.
Loads of it, and loads of it, and they won't give you a crate of it. Jeez.
Exactly. It's all Viking Queen vodka, and I want some. In fact,
It's awful warm there, is it? It's really warm.
Huge. I'm sweating, bro. I'm really.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I'm struggling to keep the sweat out of the glasses. You know what I mean? We have,
It's 28 degrees, and
we have this Kiwi air conditioning here. It's called Open a Bloody Window.
Open a bloody window.
It is. It's Open a Bloody Window. We don't have air conditioning here. Not
So
this one.
you've done loads of touring with different bands. You were saying as well, Grant, like loads of different front of house and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, almost 40 years of experience, my bro.
Jeez, amazing.
Um,
Fantastic.
Started when he was 2.
2.
Yeah, 5. at
5.
least.
5. At 5 years.
And you're more in the heavy metal side or the rock side, or or
No, bro.
all over.
I have an open mind. I have this theory: as long as it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And believe me,
I like that. I'd be the same as you. I listen to so much different types of music. As long as it's good, as long as there's quality in it. Happy days.
I'm a DJ, and I don't have a particular preference. I have my likes and dislikes, but totally overall, if it's good, let's play it, and let's play the hell out of it. You know what
I like that. I like that idea, and that's I'd be the same kind of thing with that. When I do a TV show on it goes out Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday on Sky TV, and it goes right across the UK. Spotlight TV, it's called, and we do a show every week called Hurricane Highway Country.
Let's go back to the desk. I want to talk about this. That's right, you're right. right here again. Good point. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, you know, sorry, Ed. I just had my on-air producer say, "Stop fanning yourself. You're making somebody feel jealous."
I know, absolutely.
Good.
It's freezing here, it's freezing.
Yeah, believe me, not so much here. It's absolutely boiling here. I got to be honest with you, my friend. It really is hot, and hopefully it's going to get to my production today. You never know. It may do. It's 4 minutes after 12 o'clock. 24 degrees right now, and that's 2 degrees, by the way, higher than the weatherman. Wednesday, officially, well, I don't know whether I should say it or not, but Barbara named it the middle of the week. Yep, and it is January the 20th.
Officially.
And we're talking to a good friend of ours, yes, Edward Holland, coming out of West Island. I've got to be honest with you, Ed, the last time I was over in your region of the world, the fastest game there was, literally in Ireland, was Pass the Parcel.
Yeah, sorry, my light just came on. It froze there for a second. You got me?
Yeah, we're right here. Are you all good? Yeah, okay?
Yeah, all good, yeah. All good.
Nice. And believe me, ride this right. I can see this one climbing the charts here at Galaxy. I really can. I think it's going to be a hit in the making. It really is.
Thank you. Please God, fingers crossed.
Now, before we get into...
It's been received very well here all right across, and it goes out to the UK release on the 1st of February. So, but in Ireland it went into the charts, the country charts on iTunes at number 4 yesterday. So we're delighted with that, and you know it's been received very well right across the radio stations, right across the country. Been playlisted on the malls in the last week and a half. So we're delighted with the response to it so far. So it's all good, you know.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, I've got to let you in on a little quirky thing that we have going on here between Barbara and I. Barbara sets up all the interviews. She's in charge of all of that. Basically, she's my boss when it comes to this. And she has a consistent habit of wanting to put other DJs, other radio announcers, other television personalities in front of me and see who wins, kind of deal. You know what I mean? She wants to. She tries to compare me to other people around the world. Unknowns to me, and you've just told me about this, you're a television personality.
Well, I do a show, on Sky TV every week. This actually was one of the things that happened in the lockdown. So, about 2-3 years ago, we were approached, and we were very busy at the time doing like concerts, and maybe it was 4 years ago, maybe, by a guy, if would we be interested in doing on the country music channel called Spotlight TV, which goes out on Sky 365. Actually, is the channel on Sky TV right across Ireland and the UK, and it goes into Scotland as well. So a couple of years ago, so he kind of mentioned it to me. It was kind of a brief thing. Would I be interested in doing it a couple of years ago? So we're so busy with doing our album at the time and we're touring, and it wasn't the right time. So I got a call again a couple of months ago, and I said it's the perfect time. I'd love to do it, right? Because I had said to him, I said now isn't the time, but I'd love to do it at some stage. But you know, I kind of fizzled out and all that. But I got a call one day from a guy called Steve Blair. He's been amazing, you know, over the last couple of months. It's been brilliant. So. He has a show on Spotlight TV. It goes out on Wednesday, UK time at 8, Friday at 5, and Sunday at 2 on Spotlight TV Sky 365, which that's the new channel of it now. And my section is called Hurricane Highway Country. So it's called Steve's Country Showdown on Spotlight TV, and my section is called Hurricane Highway Country. And also, I don't know if you're familiar with the guy Max T. Barnes, who would have wrote the song. He does the other section along with us. He would have wrote the song for Colin Ray. He had a big hit with him, Colin Ray. A song called Love Me. It was a massive hit. And his father actually wrote 24 number ones. He 24 number ones in America. So that's Max T. He was Max D. Barnes. So Max T. Barnes. So he's involved in the TV show with us as well. So you know, we're in good company.
Very, very cool. And, well, you know something, I think I'd like to introduce Ed to Jorg. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine, he's got a podcast kind of deal going on. in Germany
Yeah.
right now. Huge following in Germany. And, well, I'd like to introduce you to him, get you on
Absolutely. We'd
his
love
show
to.
as well.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Networking,
Exactly.
talking.
Exactly.
You know?
Having said that, I'm also going to introduce you to a friend of mine called Jay. He comes from a magazine coming out of Bangladesh. Bangalore. Sorry, Bangalore. I get these two mixed up because I've got friends in both places. Bangalore. About 8 million in his region, to be very honest with you, and he's got this magazine. Huge following there.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Grant. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And just wondering whether maybe Dr. John?
Yeah, we could talk
Maybe
about
not.
that after.
Have you ever considered? Have you ever been signed?
Same. We have we have our own label. We have a development deal with the company in America. That's what we have a development deal, and then we run from our own label as well. That's the way we're kind of working with it now. So it's a development deal, and we have a development deal and a distribution deal with them. So that's what we're working on at the minute.
Okay, well, we don't have to go down that road, but I do have a friend of mine coming out of England who does have a couple of labels. He does do concerts and has his own radio shows, radio station, has his own TV shows, working with Warner Brothers, has a magazine, and contacts all through Europe, right down through into India. You never know where you might end up with that. And actually, would you mind if I actually introduced him to you as well? It's all about
Absolutely.
it's all about the
Absolutely.
promotions of Hurricane Highway. You know what I mean? I want to get as many promotions for you in as possible. In fact, today, would you believe, got to congratulate Ryan Neville for being the artist interviewed by Dr. John. And it's happening right now. It really is. Congratulations, Ryan. So pleased to be able to introduce you to our friend in the UK. Look where it's taking you. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. And believe me, we'd love to be able to introduce you to Dr. John. He's a wonderful guy. As you know, English. Yeah. He can. Hey, I can get away with that. My mother was Scottish.
I'm going to plug this in as well, just in case, so that we have a booster on the battery, just in case, because you know that Skype, it does.
Chew up a bit. Yeah, it does.
No, we're all good. So that it's just to be sure that, you know, it's a booster on the battery.
I love that. I really do.
Cool.
To be sure. I love that.
To be sure. I don't want it going, because I did see a thing flick up on the screen there, so I just want to be sure. So that the error got that. That's the booster she got.
Dear. And let me tell you, my friend, I actually have kissed the Blarney Stone.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So you probably were in Killarney, were you? Amazing place. I love that spot. I love Killarney.
Yep.
It's one of the best towns in Ireland, absolutely. Well, Westport is obviously the best because I'm from Westport. Westport is the name of the town I'm from.
Well,
I want to promote that. Absolutely. Nicest town in Ireland. It's a tourist town.
Well, let me tell you something. I grew up in a town called Westport as well.
Oh, wow. Now, see, I knew there was a connection.
West coast of the South Island. Yeah.
Seriously. Westport.
Westport, west coast of the South Island. My father was a coal miner. Well, actually, he wasn't. He was a shot firer. He used to blow up stuff in coal mines. Crazy guy, really crazy guy. He really was. You should try living with a guy who blows stuff up for a living. That is an interesting life. But the town itself was called.
Now I know why you're jumping out of planes and doing all them things.
Exactly. We're of the same named town, just in different parts of the world.
And driving cars sideways.
Yeah.
It's all making sense.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
making sense.
Exactly. I had a father that blew stuff up for a living. Look at me. What do you expect? Here. So, covered this. We've covered your website. We've covered how we can get hold of you. We have covered throwing you out of an aeroplane, off a bridge, eating hoo-hoo grubs. And believe me, we've got plenty more to do here in New Zealand. But
all we got to do is get rid of COVID, open up the airports, and let's fly over and let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get touring over there. Let's get playing to see all the people in New Zealand.
Exactly. Now, one thing we haven't covered just yet is how would you like to send us a few of your CDs so that we could do a giveaway competition, keep your
No
name
problem.
rolling? It's all about promotions. We want to keep your
They're on
name.
the way. They're on the way, Grant. No problem whatsoever.
Awesome.
100%.
Tell you what,
Barbara sorted that out. She messaged us. We'll get them over to you. There'll be a
Yeah.
nice
Okay,
T-shirt
yeah.
on you. Don't
Yeah.
you worry, Grant. That's on the way.
do
We'll
that.
get a new cap on there as well. A nice Hurricane Highway on the thing.
Exactly, exactly.
On the way, buddy. On the way.
Brilliant, because believe me, it's all about the promotions. The more the people see the name, hear the name, and believe me, I'm going to ask you something later on. Maybe I can get you to do when you're alone with your 58 in your hand, and maybe make a couple of voiceovers saying hi. It's Ed from Hurricane
no,
Highway.
that's no problem at all. Of course, I can do that. No problem at all. Yeah.
We'll get
I do
those.
that all the time, yeah.
We'll put
No
those on
problem.
the radio and literally keep your name rolling. We want our fans to know who Hurricane Highway are as many times as possible. That way, well, you're going to end up with another 5,000 Facebook fans by the end of it. You know what I mean? So
Excellent. That's what we want, buddy. That's what we want.
it's all about that. No,
Send them over from New Zealand. Send them over.
exactly. Now, at the
We
same,
love you over there. We love you over there.
are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook?
Galaxy Artist, yeah, the Galaxy page, yeah.
Okay, get on that. Go and promote yourself in there. It's free. It's for the artists. It's for songwriters. It's for entertainers to be able to, you know, if you've got nothing to say, just say hi. It's me from Hurricane Highway with nothing to say. You know what I mean?
Galaxy Artist page. Okay, cool.
Do that because believe me, if you've got new music coming out, if you've got new songs that you're thinking of writing, you need a bit of a hand, and you know you want a writer or something, advertise them there. If you've got gigs, concerts, whatever, your new videos, whatever, use it. It is there for artists.
Yeah, we'll send over a new video as well. Actually, just released over on the video for Ride This Road, and the songs you play like Heart Condition, Plain Beautiful, and you know we put them over onto the page for you. No problem. We'd love that.
Brilliant.
So Galaxy Artist page, so all your listeners can tune in there too.
Absolutely stunning because believe me,
And our Hurricane Island page we share over from.
Barbara would love to be able to see that in those pages. She's very, she loves to see you guys.
Absolutely, I'd love to. Yeah. So Galaxy, just Barbara, will you send me over the link on thing, and I'll send it over.
Hopefully I can find it.
Yeah, Barbara
Yeah.
will give you all the details. She will, believe me, and including the hoo-hoo grubs and everything like that. But
Oh yeah, and if anybody wants to email us, they can email, say over to hurricanehhighway1@gmail.com, and one of the girls that look after all the stuff for us there, they'll get back to them, or just drop us a line, whatever they'd like. If they want to know about Spotify, our Facebook page, anything like that, hurricanehhighway1@gmail.com. It's a good way to connect as well if people like working off email,
there you go, brilliant. Now, this takes me to your most requested song. Now, at the same time, something quirky about this tells me that people know this song. Why?
The Lionel Richie classic, Dancing on the Sea. This goes down as a storm, Grant, at the live shows, and always rocks it. And I always love this song, and played it in cover bands years ago, and it was just, I said if I was going to do a cover, I was going to do my own twist on it and just do a rocking song, and no song is better than Dancing on the Ceiling. So I said that's the one I want to do for Hurricane Highway. That's the showstopper. We'll finish the show with it and just rock the place, so that everybody is such a worldwide hit. Lionel Richie, such a fantastic catalogue of songs he has, so many great hits he had, and I just was delighted just to be able to record it and put our turn on it, the Hurricane Highway style on it. So, and this is it. This is how it came out.
Very, very cool. And I got to let you know, I know Lionel. I've worked with him at Western Springs before, so believe me, I think...
Well, play him that version as well.
Yeah, well, I think this is a great version. As an engineer, I have listened to it and I've broken it down in its increments. It is worthy of Galaxy.
There's serious production in it, all right, with the serious guys produced, I was delighted to work with producers on that. They made a serious job of producing it, I have to say.
Well, right here at Galaxy is Hurricane Highway dancing on the ceiling.
On the ceiling.
Woo. It's hot.
You must be
How you feeling there, Ed? You okay?
great, mate. Great. Absolutely great. It's lovely. Lovely way. It's great to be able to do these things, and the reception is fantastic and everything. So,
Absolutely.
thank God, it's great.
Much better than the last time, unfortunately. It was a bit...
I know. I don't know what happened because I've done loads of other ones. I done one on New Year's Eve there, and I done the Zoom, and I have another Zoom on Thursday. And, you know, I don't know. Just there was no point going any further with it because it would have been a disaster.
Exactly.
It could have been just that it was just down on the evening time, you know, whatever. But I don't know what happened. But just the look of the draw at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. And it happens quite a bit. It really does.
For a reason, you know?
Yeah, please don't feel despondent because I'm so happy we were able to get it done today. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I'm delighted to be on with you. Thanks so much for having me. It's brilliant.
Well,
Delighted to be on.
that brings me now to, will you come back and do another one when you've got more new music?
I will. I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely. I will. I'd love to. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Maybe next time we can bring Kevin in on as well. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Let's do it. Absolutely. Yes, let's do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Because
Kev, the only thing is, I'd never get to say a word of Kevin because you and Kevin would just bounce off each other like constantly because he's such a talker. He never stops.
it's all good. And believe me,
I know.
Oh, well, we'll allow it about 2 hours.
it's all about you guys. You know what I mean? And I got to thank you so much because believe me, without artists like yourself, I wouldn't have a job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. And without DJs like yourselves, and I know you in the music game right across with being an engineer and being involved in every aspect of music business. Without people like you, we won't be able to go out there and do what we do because nobody know our music, nobody know what we do. So without DJs, such a major part of everything we do. Like absolutely.
I made a career literally of finding out. The first thing I found out as a youngster doing music and stuff was music affects people. So I had to find out all aspects of it, from being a DJ to being an engineer to working with bands. And believe me, I've worked with some pretty bloody prestigious bands over my illustrious career. I absolutely each and every one.
As you say, you're being kept open-minded to everything. So you see everything for its beauty. You have your small likes and dislikes, in like everybody does. You can't like everything, but like you respect something, even though you mightn't like the genre of music 100%, but you respect it and you understand the goodness that's in it.
Exactly.
So that's a great way to be, and that's the way to be. I think in music, be open-minded. But I listen to every sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have to admit, as well as being an engineer, sometimes I hear music and think, I can mash that up and make it better. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of doing that as well. The crew around here say I should put a show together with the music that I've done over the years, but personally, myself, I think, well, it's not good enough. You know what I mean? But I'm self-critical. Anyway, let's go back to the desk. To be honest, Ed, my engineer, my on-air producer just said to me that I shouldn't be so critical of myself. It is actually good work. It's just that sometimes I feel, it's just never done. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Because I chop and change songs so many times, bits and pieces, and I'm doing stuff, and then I'll scrap stuff, and I'll, go back to it, and then it's like, and some of the stuff, I don't know, I'm never happy with I chop and change so many times until I get the finished product. But then I know I'm fully happy with it, and I have full belief in it. When that kind of way. But I think it's just a part and parcel of us as musicians and as That's what we do.
Exactly, and believe me, I started doing this for nightclubs way back in the 70s, even before computers and everything were even considered. Believe me, I was making my own music back then, mashing up different bands and everything, making it all mix and blend, and, well, you know, then a guy called Jive Bunny came along, and I listened to that,
Yeah.
and I went, he's almost got the concept. If you know what I mean. Everybody's going, Jive Bunny, what a great, you know, I'm sitting there going, I'm better. And so I started producing stuff. In fact, I started releasing it on the interwebby thing, and it got picked up a few times by a few different agents and bits and pieces like that. But, you know, just between you and me, my bro, it's my work. I like to be able to leave it as my work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's...
I'm shy, in other words. So that's why I have the importance of people like yourself. And believe me, it is an absolute honour to be able to interview damn good indie artists from around the world, including, you know, West Island and Hurricane Highway right here. Now, I've got to ask you, will you come back again? Will you put yourself through this torture one more time? Will you bring
Well,
up...
of course, I really enjoyed it, Gramps. And Barbara, thanks so much for having me. It's been fantastic. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I love it. You know, and like, it's great to hear some, you know, it's great to talk to someone these days.
Believe me, I know what full rule syndrome's like, you know, I really do. Cabin fever.
I know, it was an absolute it was a pleasure to be on with you. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well, Ed, when we get together, we're going to have a Guinness together and throw a few darts, have some pool, and, you know, just some downtime before we throw you off a bridge.
Absolutely, just do normal things and jump out of a plane, then, you know, it'd be great.
Exactly. You know, eat a few bugs and grubs and stuff. Yeah, well, whatever. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we've got a couple of things that we do after the interview right now. But believe me, better put you back to the other studio. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it has been an absolute pleasure to catch up with the man himself. Yes, we're talking about Edward Holland from the band Hurricane Highway, right here at Galaxy.
Thanks for having me.
107 FM.